Hello YouTube fans, here again. I remember doing this one before with my friend Tom Selleck. That's right, Magnum PI himself, Tom Selleck. That being Runaway. I love Runaway. And it's one of his films, I always think that with Tom Selleck, he was what you call an unestimated actor. Unestimated actor, a lot of people think of Tom Selleck, they think of Magnum PI. And it's the same really, because he never got his big break. And this is a film I think is bladding dud. It's bladding dud from 1984, Runaway. Now, the only thing with Runaway was they were in competition with another big hit film of the 84, that being The Exterminator. So, sadly to say, Runaway wasn't as successful. And it's the same, really. It's the same. Because I think it's a bladding dudding. You got one main villain who played a villain before in a movie I remember reviewing a couple of months ago. Down one of my favourite actors, that being Paul Holden. That being, if I remember rightly, Wanted Dead or Alive. Main singer, we might remember him in the rock band Tiss, who's married to a very well-known erotic actress being Sian Streed. But in this, he plays the main villain, and he's a villain you love to hate. He's a psycho. The movie sort of placed in the future, and it's one of them, do you believe it or not? But in many ways, I could believe it, where they've got robots taking over a working man or a working woman's job. And long behold, some of them are going through, and this is why Tom Selleck has so it's not like a cop, but they call him a runaway. And he disarms machines that go loopy-loo, because let's be honest, robots and computers are not 100%. So he's going around and he's disarming machines here and there on the way, which is definitely, I think it's a good move for the film. So it's not a bad one for what it is. It's not a bad one. But one robot, it kills a mum. Remember that, it kills a mum. And I'm not mistaken if it kills a nanny or not. And Tom said it hasn't run away, goes to disarm it. But then you find out that there's more to it. The member is from Tiss, who's the main villain of the film. He's making these robots into killing machines. He's using chips as killing machines. There's a good scene in it where he's got a gun. It has like a missile and it follows you about. And I just love the way the camera, it angles it. The scene where the one who's the father who did a runner, Tom said it goes to arrest him. He pulls a gun out and the bullet's flying about. It's hard to explain, you know, copyright. But I love it. It kills the dad. I just love the way the camera angles here and there and everywhere. You do get a very long Sigourney Weaver in a very early role. This was like 2 years after she did Star Trek 2, Wrath of Time. And you find out that she's East Earthend. You do get Linford Rose, who's based Tom Selleck's partner. Very beautiful. Still is a very attractive lady. And Tom Selleck's son, well, the actor plays his son, I should say. You might remember him being 2 years after this, being in Fight of the Navigator. So it's definitely a good film, this. I love it. It's definitely got a lot of imagination, and to be open and to be fair, it kicks the shit out of some of the darbies they waste money on nowadays. So, basically in the film, it's these robots going loop-a-loo. I'd also love the spiders. It does have a bit of sci-fi and horror in it. You've got these spiders, and they teepy sounds, and you get a spike, it goes in your head, goes in your chin, goes anywhere, it sprays acid, you're a goner. And basically the main villain is selling tips to people who are high up, you know, dancers and mercenaries and people, and basically making a bit of this on the sly. So Tom said it, basically, he's going after him, he wants him because he knows he's a scumbag. He kills Sigourney Weaver, by the way. He rams a knife in her neck. Bit graphic, but not too gruesome. But I do love the scene before then. They've got these robot things and they're firing bombs and they've got to outsmart it. And basically, the character who Tom said it's playing is a character called Ramsey, right? I love the scene because the scene where he fires a missile and he hits his partner on the arm and he's got to take it out because it's not fully loaded. I love the bit where he swears, "Get this fucking chamber out of the way." It's the very first time I ever heard Tom Selleck swear in a movie, apart from his later movies. So it's a good one. You've got an idea that it's going to be a love scene between Lindsay Rose and our mate Tom Selleck, again, playing the character Ramsey. And the main villain is basically adopts Tom Selleck's son. He adopts him because he wants to know where the chips are. Because he didn't do him all the tips. So he goes for his son. You get the idea that Tom said it's a fade of heights. It's never in the film he has a fade of heights, but he's got to go in his elevator to get his son. Because basically the main villain was going to outsmart him. He said, "Oh yeah, you can go up, but they won't let you go down." And you got to admit, he's a really evil villain, the main villain in this. He really is a villain you love to hate. But he's on the lift. He has a fight with the main villain. He falls. There was these spiders, but he didn't pull them the right way. So they're going him, they're spiking him, and you got the idea he's dead, like most films. He's not dead. He jumps up. Tom Selleck gets the better, gets him by his jugular, chokes him out, end of our main villain. Linda Rose comes in, the snog, end of movie. And I think it's a dudder. I think Runaway from 1984 is a dud. And like I just said, like some of the derbies they raise money on nowadays, it has a lot of imagination. I wouldn't say it has a lot of special effects, but I love the way the camera works, a bit with the missile bullets is flying about, and it follows you there, it follows you there, it follows you everywhere. There's a bit where it goes in a tunnel. It's hard to explain, copyright. If I could get away with it, I'd sew it. I really would. It goes in this tunnel. It tries to get our main character, and I love it. I love it. It's just a bloody shame you can't get it on bloody DVD or Blu-ray in this country. It's criminal. Shoot me. But it really is. It's a shame because I think Runaway from 1984 is a dud. Sadly to say, like I said, that the same year they had another sci-fi film, what was called The Exterminator. And I remember saying this before. I love The Exterminator. But all's fair said and done. I felt this was a good film and Runaway. And it's the same because some said it never really made his big break. Let's be open and honest here. Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was going to be Indiana Jones. Never got his big break. Harrison Ford did. Even though I like Harrison Ford, I still saw an interest of what would have happened if Tom Selleck would have got the role. I know he'd made an expensive film very similar. And he's sort of one of the Magnum PIs. He sort of did Indiana Jones before, and he did other date films, but I don't think Tom Selleck ever made it big in the movie today. So he went back into the pole dance today. And it's the same because in this, I think Runaway, he really does do a good performance. You got the idea he loves his son, he does a good performance there, he's a cop. This film has everything. It has action, it has some adventure, you've got a love story at the end where Snog slings her a rose. Has a lot of action in it, it's your typical action film. And it's like I say, it's like a bloody say. It not only does it have a lot of action in it, it's one of them films that you never see nowadays. Unlike most films nowadays, where it's remakes, reboots, reimaginings. This is the golden era when films had imagination, and that's one of the rubbish there is nowadays. And it's a bloody shame. But I like Runaway. Again, so in 1984, if you want a good hour of your time, a good bit of action, check Runaway if you can ever find it, because you can't get it on DVD in this bloody country. And because it's a classic in my eyes, why not? A 10-star rating, because I don't see no faults in Runaway. But now I've got to run away myself into that. See you later.